Thanks for joining us. Get ready for the NBA here on 2K Sports. Wednesday.
It's home to Tinseltown and the Lakers, Los Angeles, California, as we bring you an interconference rivalry here at the Staples Center. So glad you can join us for this presentation of 2K Sports in the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan joining me, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg. So the opening lineup for the Heat presented by State Farm. Wade and LeBron are the wingmen. Chris Bosh is out there with Joel Anthony. And it's Chalmers in at the point. And for the Lakers, Howe and Bynum filling up the middle. Fisher and Kobe man the backcourt. And it's Artest in at small forward.
Well, the West has long been considered the stronger of the two conferences in the NBA, but Miami, with its revamped roster, really had no problem beating Western Conference foes last year.
Now, here's Chalmers. From past the arc. Gets it to go. Chalmers has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. You're right, Steve. Going back to Miami in the West, 20-10 against that Western Conference. So that was kind of a rarity.
Yeah, Kevin, and if you compare their numbers against the West versus the East, the Heat had a much easier time putting up points against the Western Conference opponents.
Here's Wade, following the basket by Kobe Bryant. And Bosh gets it to go on the assist by Wade. Bosh has got his first points in this one. Miami on D. It's a three-point game. Open look. And there's Kobe. That's good on the assist from Derek Fisher.
That's the way to do it. Really nice ball movement there. Man, I'll tell you what, guys, Derek Fisher has had a lot on his plate the last couple of years. He's the president of the NBA Players Association. Not only was he trying to lead his team to a championship, but he's been trying to fix these labor issues as well.
Now here's Wade. 1:46 left to play in the first quarter. And here's Kobe for three. Miami grabs the miss. You guys talk about Derek Fisher. What a professional.
Kevin, this guy basically made the most of his natural abilities. Never a premier athlete. Always in great shape, though. Always plays hard, plays smart. And he seems to be able to knock down big threes at the most important times. He's done that throughout his career and goes back to when he and Kobe joined the Lakers as rookies.
Absolutely.
Spent a lot of time riding the bus together in the gym before and after practice, and he just worked, and now he's got multiple rings.
He and Kobe both have won the 5 rings. Yeah, they're really hooked at the hip, aren't they?
That's right.
Right now we're going to go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. What'd you find out, Doris?
On the defensive end of the court, guys, he said the effort would be anchored by their big men, who he expects to wreak a little havoc in the low post with their shot-blocking prowess. Back to you.
Thanks, Doris. Well, guys, give us your thoughts on that.
Well, you know what? I think the game plan for a lot of teams, really good teams, starts with good D. So it's pretty much what I expected to hear.
And for this club, that's the way it should be. They need to send a message defensively right away. When you take it to your opponents on the defensive end of the floor, it sets the tone early.
Pulls from the top of the key. They get it again. Kobe dishes to Gasol. The second chance effort. And there's Kobe. That's good on the assist by Gasol. 9 points for Kobe Bryant.
And at 4 or 5 now, a nice start. He looks ready to make an impact offensively. So far, so good.
To the inside. Here's Wade. Good work defensively by Gasol.
Tell you what, the defense wasn't backing down there because usually he can use his strength to fight through contact.
LeBron with it. And again, it's the Heat missing.
An easy look there, but, he misses those once in a while.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
First personal foul, team's first. Shooting for Los Angeles. Kobe Bryant. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. And the second free throw, good. Here's LeBron. Covered by Artest. And again, LeBron missing. He gets it up. No luck. And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter of play. Lakers lead by 2.
And I thought the defense was key here.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. The Lakers in the lead.
Guys, 21-9 were the Lakers last season against the Eastern Conference. They've been within a game of that record for the last 4 seasons. That's really consistently impressive.
So with Gasol on the bench, this is the group Mike Brown has right now. Steve Blake and Kobe Bryant in the backcourt. Odom plays the 4 with Bynum at the center. And it's Barnes in at the 3 slot. The Heat on offense, trailing by 2. You look at the teams in the East, not many who can match the length that the Lakers possess up front. What am I saying? There are a few teams in the entire league that can match that kind of length, Steve.
Yeah, the Twin Towers, Bynum and Gasol, really the Lakers' trump card. I mean, I think that's the key to this club. They've got to take advantage of those 2 guys this year, beat people up down on the block and on the glass. And if they can improve their defensive work on the perimeter, this could be a great team.
Here is House. Knocked loose.
Well, he's showing off his defensive instincts by making plays just like that.
From 11 feet away. And there's Kobe. That's good on the assist by Blake. Kobe's got 4 points this quarter.
You know, Kevin, it turned out that Mike Brown was the man for the Lakers job, and he inherits an interesting team here in L.A. I mean, a lot of potential, but coming off a disappointing end to last season.
And the Lakers with some changes. On Artest, he's checked in for Barnes. Brown comes in for Kobe. And Derek Fisher is subbed in for Steve Blake. The Heat also changing it up. Joel Anthony's checked in for Bosh. LeBron comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Chalmers in for Eddie House. LeBron kicks to Hazel. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. We're getting back to Brown for just a second. Clark, you're just talking about him. You know, Steve, he has big shoes to fill. Anytime you're trying to replace a legend like Phil Jackson, there's a lot in front of you there.
Yeah, it's one of the highest profile coaching positions in any sport in the world. But Mike Brown will be prepared. I mean, he had to deal with the circus around LeBron James in Cleveland over those years and did a nice job there. So I think Mike Brown is the right guy for the job.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, thank you, Kevin. For Dwayne Wade, he said he's comfortable with the feelings that the formation of the Big Three caused. He said, quote, "It's a love-hate thing, but the opportunity was too great to pass on." He said, as an individual, you don't get an opportunity to do that often in this game. That's what it came down to with us. Me, Chris, and LeBron, we all felt for the first time we were able to control our own destiny. And guys, they may have just changed the way the NBA does business. Back to you.
Doris, thank you. They, Ron, Wade, and Bosh, struck when the iron was hot to form that team. There's no doubt.
And even though they came up short last season, they'll be a title contender, I think, for the next 5 years or so, barring injury. Hard to pass on the chance for that kind of sustained excellence.
And the Lakers with some changes. Pau Gasol's checked in for Bynum. Barnes comes in for Lamar Odom. And Kobe is subbed in for Ron Artest. And then for Miami, Chris Bosh is checked in for Haslam. Wade comes in for Mike Miller. Eddie House subbed in for Mario Chalmers. It's House outside. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist.
He is not the guy you want to leave open behind the arc, guys. I mean, come on, you got to understand who you're defending.
And here's Kobe for 3. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
And a 3 the other way.
Back and forth we go, neither side giving an inch.
Here is House. Unloads. Had the space there, but it's offline. And so that's the end of the first half. Lakers ahead, leading by 7.
Thank you so much for spending your Wednesday with us.
second half just about to get going here. Here's Fisher. 7-point differential.
Well, you know, a rivalry fostered a bit through the media, that is, guys, when LeBron and Bosh joined Wade down in Miami. Basically, the Lakers became their de facto nemesis.
On the court for the Heat, Chalmers and Wade are the 1 and the 2. LeBron and Bosh are the 3 and the 4. And it's Anthony in at the center, filling out the middle.
Nice job attacking the lane and forcing that defender into the blocking foul.
A little bit of a deer in the headlights look by that defender as the driver picked up steam going to the hoop.
Well, that's great. You take advantage of that turnover and convert at the other end.
Absolutely. I mean, points off turnovers this time generated off the steal.
Well, back to that moment, Steve, on what Clark just said, Kobe versus the Big Three was the theme. And they had some interesting meetings this past season.
Yeah, in fact, Miami's win in L.A. on Christmas Day, I thought was one of the key victories for the Heat all season long. It was kind of a we've arrived moment for them, and they used that victory as a springboard. And when LeBron joined the Heat last year, guys, I think he really wanted to play with a scorer. You know, LeBron's more of a playmaker, a guy who creates offense for others. And I think he pictured himself teaming up with Wade to be the backcourt of the future.
Going back to what Steve said about LeBron and Wade, Clark, it got a little contentious there, it seemed at times.
Well, you had to expect that to happen, Kevin. I mean, again, 2 outstanding players, 2 brilliant players trying to figure out how to play together. The fact is that LeBron, by his nature, is comfortable deferring. He loves to set other people up, and he's comfortable also taking over when needed. So I think the fact that it took a little while is overblown because that was to be expected. It's not something that was going to come together quickly and at a high level.
Both can be unselfish.
Exactly, and Wade can attack, and LeBron is fine watching him do that.
And a chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, Mike Brown is fully aware of the expectations in his first year as the Lakers head coach. He knows what he got into and understands what the Lakers consider success. Quote, "We don't play for second here." He will have his work cut out, though, given how the Lakers exited last year's playoffs.
Thank you, Doris. No doubt a lot of pressure on Mike Brown in his first year here in L.A.
Well, tough shoes to fill and Phil Jackson, and then a place, Los Angeles, where winning is expected. And if you don't win at all, it's been a failure. That was interesting. Once again, late last season for the Lakers, they slumped to close out the regular season. And it seems to be a pattern. You know, it's almost like they get bored before they actually get into the postseason.
Some changes for the Lakers. Lamar Odom is checked in for Bynum, and it's Brown in for Kobe. And a switch here also for Miami. Haslam's checked in. Fisher, the pass to Brown. Wade picks him up. But Trey can't hit, and Miami will go the other way with the ball. And, you know, Steve, for the Lakers, Lamar Odom said himself their sluggish finishes in the second half were partly born of overconfidence, of ego. I don't know much credence you put in that, Clark. I mean, what do you think?
You know what? I think there is a tendency, a human tendency, to become complacent, to become full. And you can lose some of your edge. I don't think it's a lack of humility and respect. I think it's just the nature of being somewhat satisfied. And when you're in this league, because people are coming after you a lot harder when you've got what they want in terms of championships, and especially as you age, I think it gets harder sometimes to fight off that resistance and to flip the switch if you find yourself in a little bit of a rut.
And LeBron James gets it to go.
That time he found a gap in the defense to turn that one into a very easy jump shot, a warm-up jumper, if you will.
Now Brown, still looking to get on the scoreboard. Passes to Gasol. Back to Brown. The 3. Rebound by Mario Chalmers.
Boy, they're fortunate. The defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
That cuts the lead to single digits. LeBron's now got his second bucket of the game to go. Lakers leading by 9. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Brown outside. And again, no good by the Lakers. Now here is Haslam. And LeBron with the basket, the assist by Bosch. 6 points for LeBron. 6 seconds left in the third quarter. It'll count, and that's not going to go. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the fourth. Who will... Now, while we've got a moment, we're going to send it over to Doris Burke for our Spark of the Game, presented by Sprite. Doris?
Hi, guys. Well, it was the stretch by the Lakers that garners the Sprite Spark today. A lot of defensive stands to start the game set the tone and allowed them to build this lead. We'll see if they can close it out with more of the same here in the fourth, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. Clark, it was a scoring run that proved extremely important.
Yeah, Kevin, you know what? I think that's exactly when they grabbed this one by the throat, really seized control of it.
And you could see their energy just building as the game went on. And by the end of that run, they really took control of everything.
A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. So the Lakers 5 right now. Odom, Powell, and Bynum the front court trio. Steve Blake and Kobe Bryant in the back. Blake. Chalmers is whistled for reaching in. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Kobe. And there's the pass to Blake. Six on the shot clock. Here's Kobe. Off the glass and good. Kobe's got 19 points.
They are just lighting him up from mid-range area.
You know, sometimes we forget about the value of the mid-range or in-between game. This team has made 8 of their last 10 with that shot, the in-between shot. I can imagine they're going to hear an earful about this next stop. I mean, that's 3 straight field goals given up right in the middle of the lane. Inexcusable.
Well, defense starts at the rim. I mean, you want teams shooting the ball from the outside, and that's not happening. They're just giving up everything inside.
Haslam against Gasol. Fires for 3. The shot by Odom, no good. The Heat trail by 6. Here's Wade. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Wade's got 5 points now this quarter.
Kevin, his scoring ability is valuable, really valuable. I mean, he's a guy you can rely on to knock down shots.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Mike Brown was saying to his team. With his team struggling from three-point territory, he told them to start looking for more high-quality shots inside the paint. We're forcing too many threes, he said. Stop with the bombs and work it inside.
Tries to save it. Here's LeBron. He buries it.
And that's his game right there, the determination to get to the bucket. You got to love the mindset.
And here is Blake. Backing down is Bryant. He's covered by Bosch. With the shot. Goes back up. Rebounded by Anthony. Miami trailing. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Big time is right, Clark. A lot of momentum here offensively.
Barnes dishes to Bynum. He dishes it to Blake. Inside. Tipped.
Such a clutch steal. Exactly what they needed in this situation.
James. He nails it, and we're tied up.
Well, they're having major trouble dealing with LeBron.
This could be a turning point.
Kevin, critical possession here.
Blake with it. Will it go? Count it!
Huge bucket.
They don't get much bigger than that, Steve.
And the Heat call time here. They're behind by 2. 26 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And the Lakers with some changes. Pau Gasol is checked in for Barnes. Odom comes in for Shannon Brown. And Derek Fisher is subbed in for Steve Blake. Then for the Heat, Udonis Haslem. He's checked in for Joel Anthony. Wade comes in for Augustus. And it's Chalmers in for Eddie House.
Boy, that was a tough one because if that goes down, you tie the score.
And you know they wanted it to go down. They put together a nice run. That would have tied it.
And they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
Not a lot of options there. They have to try to extend this game, so good foul.
Yeah, and if they can catch a break, they might still be able to tie this thing up, Steve.
2 for 2, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Well, he handled his business at the line, and now it's a 2-possession lead.
And the Heat call time here. They trail by 4. 15 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
Well, they're going to have to use this timeout to set up a quick scoring play if they're going to try to get back in it.
And then, Steve, they'll follow that up with an immediate foul. I think that's all they can do to try to win it. That's a nice job on the boards to allow them a second high-quality look.
And now they foul and stop the clock. Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Hits them both, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And that'll do it, Kevin. Those last free throws were the icing on the cake.
And here's LeBron outside. It's in! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1. And an intentional foul there stops the clock. Gets the first. That'll put him up by 2. Perfect from the line, and it's a 3-point ball game.
Big free throws, Kevin. Now they'll need a 3 to just stay alive.
And so it's the Lakers who come out on top here. And Clark, you know, it was quite a nail-biter.
Yeah, it was tight. Their guys were able to come up with big plays down the stretch, and that's the difference.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Kobe Bryant.